Hello and welcome to Mountain Aromatics. Today I wanted to discuss bases and how a base can make creating perfume easier for you. So I know the first thing you're going to ask, or eventually quickly you're going to think, what's the difference between an accord and a base? The easiest way to put it is an accord is more of a particular, let's say a mango accord. A mango accord is different materials put together to give the illusion of mango or to give the aroma of mango. And that's kind of its purpose. And with a base, and I don't mean top note, middle note, bass note. I just mean a base, a whole mix of materials that create a whole base of, for example, this is lilac, raindrops, heart note. So this base is a heart note base. And when I say a heart note base, what I mean, it doesn't mean the materials in here have to be middle notes or heart notes. They don't have to just be that. There can be there can be some top notes, some materials that are quote top notes, and there could be some materials in here that are bass notes. For example, in here, I forgot what's in here, but with this kind of stuff, it would be, I would put something like a bass note like zenolide, which is a very clean, clear white musk that is long lasting, and putting it in here will give some longevity to this heart base. And so simply put, I'm trying to make this simple. So I could create a formula with 3 bases. I could do a top note base, and I have one here. This one's called MA Specialty, MA Mountain Aromatics Specialty Top Note Base. So here's a bunch of top notes. I can do a middle note base, so my lilac, raindrops, heart base, and then my other base is a base dry wood blend, and so that gets your top note, middle note, bass note kind of a thing, but they are all bases. So within just these 3 bottles, you have tons of top notes, you have tons of middle notes, and you have a ton of bottom notes. Instead of just 3 materials, here I probably have 300 materials. And you can do that very simply, as opposed to getting a mango accord, getting a lilac accord, getting a citrus accord, getting a sandalwood accord, getting a a musk accord, like a white musk accord, getting all these different accords and putting all those together. You can do that. I'm just saying, a base is like taking a number of accords and the perfumer putting them together in a very cohesive way. So but also it doesn't have to be accords putting it together. It's so complex. Oh my God. With this Lilac Raindrops heart note, I could take individual materials. I could take 40 individual materials and make up this heart note base. But I could also use some accords in there as well. So that is why sometimes if you want to make all of this really simple, you can purchase some bases, like some top note bases and some heart note or middle note bases and some bottom note bases, and just getting a few of each and creating fragrances that way. Another question I know you'll have, or somebody's going to have, is that, so like with all of my bases, they are undiluted. So I'm just putting that out there right now, just like all my accords, all my bases are undiluted as well. Why do I want it that way? Because after I make a formula here that is 100% undiluted, then I can go, one, I can put it away and let it blend, let it solidify. I don't mean it solidify like get hard, but I mean let it become cohesive as a fragrance, let it age, and then I can turn it into a 10% or a 15% or whatever I want to, instead of diluting it right away or having all of my bases diluted. But yes, you can have all of your bases diluted if you would like to. Up to you. That's where all this is so individualistic. But if you're like, well, tell me the best way. For me, the best way, I think, is to have it undiluted, because you want your formulas to age. They will age undiluted. Once you dilute them, the aging process really slows down. I mean, really slows down. So if you want it to age and blend, and that to me is super important with middle notes and especially bass notes. Those need to all have time to come together, and those top notes to get down there and the bottom notes to get up there, and it just to be a more cohesive fragrance. So that's why I do my stuff undiluted. But for practicing, absolutely. A bunch of your stuff at 1%, 10%, 5%, whatever, for practicing, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great way to learn, sure. So, let's just make here's a formula. Okay, so the first thing I think I'm going to start with is we're just going to use 5 bases. Okay, 5, that's it. The first one is the Lilac Raindrops heart note. Has a little pear in it as well. Is 1417. I give all of my formulas, all my accords, all my bases, they all have an individual number. So if you're wanting to get this base from me, having the name isn't near as important as having the number. So 1417. And in the show notes, or in the notes below, whatever you call it, I will put a link to a PDF for my base, for purchasing my bases, if you want to do that, up to you. But anyway, so like with this heart note, there's some top note stuff in here and there's some bass in here. It's not just, I'm not just picky about only putting middle notes materials in here to make this up. So it's very broad. It's more involved. To me, it's more complex than an accord. That's another thing that I think, if another big distinction between a base and an accord. So with Lilac Rain, oh my gosh, it smells like lilacs in the rain. It's so nice. I really like it a lot. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 drops of the Lilac Raindrops. Okay. The next one I'm going to do is Fleur de Florence base. It is 1507. This one's hard to describe. It's floral, obviously fleur, but it's almost like old world. That's going to give the wrong impression because it's very clean and fresh, but it's like it's if you go to Florence, Italy, and you smell flowers there, to me that's what this is today. Like if you go in the present day to Florence and smell the flowers in springtime, that's what this is to me. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 drops. And I'm making it simple with drops because you can also weigh these. So you can absolutely do that. So the next thing I'm going to do is MA Specialty Top Note Base 1350. This one is, it's just a super cohesive citrus, but it's not just citrus. It's just super complex. So for me to sit here and give you everything about it is, but I don't know how to do it. But this easily is all of your top note that you need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of the MA Specialty Top Note Base. So the next one is MA Aura Musk. It's like an aura of a musk. So I have like a skin musk, I have a white musk, I have a dark musk, I have a magic musk, but this one is more of like an aura musk. I don't know how to explain it. They're all very, very different from each other and have very, very different ingredients, very different materials in them, each one of them. And this I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 3 drops of the MA Aura Musk 1653. 1653. The last thing is the Drywood blend. It's 1594. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 drops of the Drywood. It does not have a... The reason I picked the Drywood is that it's almost like if wood, a solid piece of wood, but it was like made out of glass. So it held this stuff on top of it. And so it doesn't smell like cut wood or oud or anything like that. It's like wood made out of glass. That's how I describe that base. That's how I describe it. I don't know what to say. So it's just those simple 5 things that you can make a crazy complex formula. And so I just used that much. That's all. It's all at 100%. And it's just kind of that simple. It's that simple. One other thing I want to say, and this is way off topic, I get it, but I want to throw it out there anyway. So I constantly think about it and want to say something and say, oh, I need to say this, but I don't want to do a whole video on it because I don't know enough. But what I do know is that when you have diffusive materials, those are going to be awesome for soap making. And when I speak about soap making, I'm not talking about the liquid soap. Yes, and it will work for that, but I'm more talking about the hard soap that you cut. You people who do it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, like aldehydes are amazing in that type of soap. Put that in your formula. Other things that are really like super diffusive. And that if a material that's its core thing is that that's the worker material of, look up worker materials that are diffusive are amazing in soap. So you soap makers, I'm telling you, that's awesome. You want to use those types of materials. So you can even, so why am I saying that? Because this one's called Liquid Diamonds. Swear to God, I named it Liquid Diamonds because it's like liquid diamonds. I don't know. It's crazy. I've worked on this for a long time. It's a base, 1772. This is perfect for using in a soap. Wow. It's clear, it's crystal, it's diamonds. It's just like, it's liquid diamonds to me. And would be a great addition to whatever, some soaps that you're making. Not necessarily a heavy, deep wood soap for men wouldn't go in there, but a bunch of other types of soap, this would be perfect in it. But this is a great example of a very, very diffusive base that I made that would go perfect for making the melt and pour soap. Is that right? That's what they call it. I forgot the name of it. I think it's melt and pour soap. Yeah. Oh my God. I've never made soap before. So I made liquid soap, not the hard soap that you cut like Roxana does. Oh my gosh. And those of you who are like, oh my God, I'm gonna get my hands on some soap. Who sells like really good, amazing soap? You need to, Roxana, you need to get a hold of her, and she's in all of you need to write her and purchase some from her because it's amazing. She has all kinds. She's really good at it. I just threw her out there. I sure did because she's good at it. The girl knows what she's doing, and yeah, that's good. Oh my God, what? See, already, I'm telling you, those who are like, I need this simplified, people who want this perfumery stuff really simplified, do some bases. Purchase some bases, and it will simplify it. So, I use my bases to make my liquid hand soap, my dish soap, for my perfumery, for my room sprays. You can use this. I do all those kinds of things. Oh my God, I love doing that kind of stuff. And for my bath bombs, like my bath bomb fizzies, I use bases as well. So, yeah. Well, I hope this was helpful, and I gave you a formula. So I hope that helps and gives you some direction. And I really like the balance of what I did with the numbers of drops. I really, really like a lot. And I'm just going to let this mature for a while, and then I will dilute it. And then I will put it on the test strip and put it on my skin and see the difference on the test strip and on the skin, because you watch, it's going to be a big difference. So it's important to do that. thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. If you would like to support me, I have a Patreon page, and it would be wonderful if you could just support the education that I give. And I will see you on the next Mountain Aromatics. Have a good day.